Hi, on the Woodpecker today, I'm gonna show you how I made those poles. When I made my mitre saw station, I used blue tape as poles. It was useful during the construction, but not so much after. I thought of installing metal poles like the ones I have on my workbench. But I wanted something made out of wood. I made the handle of my sander case. It's perfect for a carrying case, but it's way too bulky for a nice piece of furniture. I didn't know what to do until...
Hello there, wood turners. Mike Peace here.
I saw Mike Peace making his own pulls. He made his own pull jig and turned them on the lathe. I will try to do the same thing. I begin by cutting pieces of wood to make the pulls chuck. I drill a hole in the center of the block so I can tap the wood with the same thread as my lathe arbor. Then I screw it on the lathe. Make the corners less sharp and make the end straight. Next, I glue another piece of wood on top of this. The next day, the glue is dry and I can turn this round. The first one simply breaks in two. The second is thrown in my face. When I try the third one, I'm careful not to remove too much around the thread, and it works. Then I make sure it's really straight. Next, I drill a hole in the center, a little bit smaller than the size of the screw I'm going to use. Then I cut some scrap pieces of sapele leftovers from my doors. Next, I drill a hole in the center of the pieces, the same size as the last one. To help me later on, I cut off every corner of each flux. Then I can screw it on the lathe. And it's as simple as turning the pulls. This is my first pull. Not that bad for my first one. I managed to make 5 more before I break all the chucks I made. This is what happens when you don't know what you're doing. I make another type by screwing a piece of wood on the lathe faceplate, turning it round and screwing a screw in the center. Then it's just a matter of screwing the pull blanks on it, screwing it to the lathe, and turning the blank round. When I think that's the right size, I stop the lathe and check it with a caliper. When the blank is the same size as the other pulls, I make it the same length. Then, with the finishing gouge, I make the end round. When it's round, I start the base. I make sure it's straight and continue working on the shape of the base. With another caliper, I check if the base is the right size. When it is, I tweak the shape. Finally, with the detailer, I make 2 small circles. Next, I sand up to 400 grit. I spread a coat of polishing paste, and with a piece of paper towel, I polish the pool. When it's nicely polished, I use another piece of paper towel to apply a friction finish. Then the pool is finished. I just need to do the same thing for the other ones. Those are the ones I did with this setup. This doesn't count the 6 I have already on my mitre station. This is the way I did all my pools. I hope I've inspired you to make your own, and I'll see you soon for another episode of the Woodpecker.